We're the American Red Devils, and we are previewing Manchester United's next match against the Cherries in the South Coast. Big game before the big game against Lyon next week. But tune-up match, we got to get form going. We got to find our form. It has been better in recent weeks, but we haven't been able to score. Hopefully, we can find our scoring boots on the South Coast. How are we feeling about this big battle against the Cherries on the weekend, sir? Looking forward to it?
Sorry, Manchester United in the league last five, lost three, drawn one, won one. We could use a win by any means. We're only 2 points off 17th. West Ham, Tottenham, Wolves below us, who we just lost to recently. But man, it's the Cherries. They're flying high, eighth place in the table, 49 points. They got that positive goal differential, 12 goals to the good.
Must
We're
be
talking
nice.
about buying some players from Bournemouth. They're the team to beat at the moment.
They're the team to beat. Another one of those frisky teams that feels like they were bouncing up and down from the championship to the Premier League, looking, struggling, and all of a sudden they've found a really good manager, another Basque manager, unbelievably so. Where do they keep finding these Basque managers, sir? While you're up there, I can't believe they got managers sprouting out of the mountains, and he's flying with them. They were really hot at the gates at the beginning of the season. They've cooled off a little bit recently, but they're in fine form, playing much better than United. They have goal scorers. They have young lads looking to fight for their Basque coach. So it'll be a tough battle. It'll be very interesting to see what Ruben Amorim goes with, given the fact that there's a huge game away next week in Spain. So this is an important one. We need to score. I think we've been a little bit tighter. We created good chances against Wolves, but all it takes is a set piece or a slip up, which we know this team is prone for. So I think we don't want a big knock to our confidence in advance of the biggest game of the season. So I'm hopeful this game. I'm seeing progress, but we got to score goals. And the moves we're hearing that's coming down the chute for the summer, they're looking to make moves. It's all about scoring goals, sir. And that's what this United side needs. It's dying for goals. Holy crap, watching the Wolves recap again, it's like we need a number 9. We probably need 3.
Harry Maguire, put him up at striker. Just kidding. This is rotation, right? So as much as we're talking about we need a win, we can't be relegated mathematically, and it's all about Spain. It's all about that away tie. Bilbao looms large on all United fans and all of our minds. I feel like this is almost like a tune-up, get the kids out there, like Fredrickson, put out a Moss. Like I'm not worried about Bournemouth as much as I hate to say it. Even our kids should be able to put up a strong performance, but it is a hell of a trip down to the South Coast. I think we need to go there, not get embarrassed, and not get injured in any material way. So I would like to see big names rested. Maybe try to feed Hoyland, get some form for someone like him who's out of form. But for the most part, it's all about Europa League. So rotation, rotation, rotation.
Rotation. Avoiding injuries. And for any folks who are on the cusp of form, he's not on the cusp of form. He's in dead form, zero form, lack thereof. But folks who are getting their boots together, right? Kobe Mainu coming back from a long injury. Obviously, he didn't need any time to get back up to full speed. Like you mentioned in the last pod, I think that was really astute, which is that he came out of the Euros. He didn't look himself. He didn't look the Kobe Manu that was playing in the FA Cup final. And then he comes back a little swell. Looks like he put on a little muscle in the weight room, shaved his head. And obviously he was a huge impact player against Lyon last week. And he started on the weekend against Wolves. And I think he's likely to start again. So those kind of players getting into form. Amos is an option as well, like you said. So looking forward to the game of the weekend. Like you said, let's avoid embarrassment. Let's avoid injuries, and let's see if we can pick up any form. Because who's going to score goals, sir? Harry Magoo, because he should be rested probably for Bilbao, you would think.
No, absolutely. You want to jump into a quick PSA for the podcast, sir?
Quick PSA for the podcast. Great way to support the American Red Devils is check us out on YouTube at American Red Devils. Like, subscribe, check out our pages. Our videos coming in thick and fast. We appreciate it. It goes a long way. Another way, great way to support the pod. Obviously, I'm doing John's job, so that's why I'm scrappy as shit as this component of the podcast. But check out our Patreon, patreon.com/American Red Devils. A lot of extra special benefits that go a long way to keeping the American Red Devils afloat, fit and firing. Another great way to support the pod is pick up some merch. I'm wearing the terrific Manchester United ARD black trucker hat. I just sent out a couple. Sent out some knitted caps as well, sir. They're a classic, even in the summer months. Look at John. He's pulling it up. He loves it. It is fine stuff. Another great way to support ARD is check out our website, americanreddevils.com. I got a freshie up about Mateus Cunha. Mateus Cunha, things are heating up there. Very exciting. Do rate the Brazilian. So check out our website. And last but not least, check out iTunes and Spotify. Great way to support the pod is check out the podcast on iTunes and Spotify. And even better is if you write 5-star reviews. We're giving away free merch. All you have to do is write that 5-star review. Like I said, send a screenshot of that review to americanreddevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick, pack, and ship some free ARD gear. Send it right to your door anywhere in the world. Keep that support coming, sir. It comes a long way. You ready for this? Let's get into it. We're playing the Cherries. It's the weekend, South Coast, early morning. That usually speaks doom and gloom for this team, but hopefully different omens this year.
No, absolutely, sir. We're playing Bournemouth Sunday, April 27th, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. It is early. Vitality Stadium, game week 34 this season keeps dragging on. But the good, like we've said, is we cannot be relegated. Stadium we're playing at, sir, Dean's Court. It's currently known as Vitality Stadium for sponsorship purposes, coming to a Old Trafford near you. Ball Stadium in Boscombe, a suburb of Bournemouth in Dorset, England, is the home ground of the Cherries. The stadium has a capacity of 11,000, give or take. So that'd be a hell of a place to see Manchester United play. We've actually planned to make that trip a few times. Never came together, but it'd be a great place to see United, especially this time of year, sir. Get us that weather forecast.
It's going to be some fine weather on the South Coast, like you said, John. Hell of a stadium, 11,000 people. That would be a proper scene. And the weather is going to be lovely. It's going to be lovely late spring weather, low 60s, breezy. Like I said, perfect spring weather. What would you need? You're on the South Coast, so we're going, oh, the Chippa, Sonny's fish and chip. You want to get a reaction of this guy. When do you see this food? This stuff, the stuff of dreams, or is it the stuff
I love a
nightmare?
good fish and chips, sir. I'm a big, I love a good chippy. I'm not into the curry sauces, but, I bet you they got a mean pie down at Vitality Stadium.
I have every confidence. The English are the kings in the friolator arts, so this looks like a great spot to pick up a nice medley of khaki food. Sir, you want to tell us about the Cherries, or you want me to tell you a little bit about Boscombe FC?
Yeah, tell us about them, sir.
Formed in 1899 as Boscombe, the club adopted their current name in 1971, nicknamed the Cherries and commonly referred to as Bournemouth. They play their home games, as John mentioned, at Dean Court since 1910, and they're now known as Bournemouth and Boscombe Athletic, elected in the Football League in 1923. And very interestingly enough, they entered administration for a second time and were relegated back into League Two in 2008, but ended the year by appointing Eddie Howe as manager. Under Howe's stewardship, Bournemouth won 3 promotions in 6 years to win a place in the first tier of English football for the first time in their history. Eddie Howe, English football legend. He likes to climb the ladder. They finished 8th last season. Excuse me, they're currently in 8th. They finished 12th last season, and they are playing some high-flying football under their Basque manager, Andoni Iraola, 42-year-old Basque coach. He cut his teeth in Spain before he joined Bournemouth in 2023. And let's talk about tactics. His approach is characterized by high intensity, man-oriented, hybrid attacking pressing style, often described as organized chaos. Sounds like Manchester United, disorganized chaos. And he prioritizes focusing turnovers and creating chances through intense play, particularly in the opponent's half. Likes to play a 4-2-3-1. So they're going to be pressing high. They're going to be looking to turn the ball over, like in theory, Ruben Amorim's side would looking to do. So they're going to be pressing us from the moment one. Expect a lot of hoofball from Andre Onana. He's going to start, sir. Hoofball FC, back on the menu in the South Coast.
No, and another way, obviously, we're going to see some youngsters down the South Coast, but another lens to look at this game through would be scouting. We've obviously been linked to now. Ornstein talked about Semenyo coming back as like a backup number 10 to Cunha, and Kirkes. We've talked about him or been linked to him. I feel like this team is going to get rated. Smart teams will come into like a Bournemouth and take all their best players for the 40 to 50 million range. Also, Tyler Adams, if you like the U.S. men's national team, he's a player. United not going anywhere near that, but a few players we've been linked to this season. They're a great team. They work really hard. and just something to take note of on Sunday.
It's amazing. At the end of the day, coaches are certainly important, but it all comes down to recruitment. And these clubs that have figured it out, there's a reason they're finishing in the top half of the table these days. Dean Huijsen, I'm going to screw up his last name, but he just broke that United might be looking at. I don't think so, given our, relative depth in center back at the moment, at least the youngsters breaking on through. But I know he's highly touted and going to be moving this summer in addition to their main man, Justin Kluivert, out of the Netherlands. So let's get into their recent record, recent form. They've been a little bit up and down, still a very dangerous team. They're not quite hitting that form they were in the first half of the season, where they were like in the top six for a large part of it. They lost to Brentford. They got crashed out of the quarterfinals of the FA Cup against City. They lost to Ipswich, which is saying something because Ipswich has not picked up many victories this season. They tied West Ham. They beat Fulham. And then they drew a 10-man Crystal Palace side. But sir, clearly dangerous. And as we're going to get into the most recent 11v11, we've had their number historically. We've won 14, drawn 4, lost 5. First win, 6-0 FA Cup, 1949. We could use that. But as you can see, their recent record, sir. They've had our... Oh, my God. I remember that 3-0. I remember both 3-0s. They've drubbed us a few times, and they've drubbed us a few times at Old Trafford.
Who hasn't drubbed us?
That's true. Who
Uh,
wants a double? You want a double?
Jesus Christ.
Bad.
Wolves doing a double. That's scary. Like Wolves below us in the table doing that. I feel like the double was a thing that we used to like nobody did the double and now everyone's done it, so it doesn't even matter anymore.
Guess
It's
how many this
risky.
season? This season, 5. 5 teams have done the double on us this season.
It's just
Bournemouth,
disrespect.
Bournemouth could be the lucky number 6. Let's get into that 11, sir. It's full of danger, man. Like you said, Tyler Adams, American phenom, in one of the two holding positions. Evanilson in striker, Kluivert at 10, Huijsen as their center back. So,
No, but Kirkes we were linked to before, but obviously signing Dogu, that priority is dropped. Semenyo, that's another player that Ornstein said was a backup to Cunha, but all signs are pointing to Cunha having that release clause, and he wants to come to United. So hopefully we don't need a backup there. But interesting stuff. It's going to be a tight game. I want to see United rotate big, sir. Who do we have as the referee?
Peter Banks, great English hairline. He's a pretty middle of the road manager, referee. The last few games we've had him, not notable. That's what you want out of a match day official in the EPL. The less notice they get, the better. The less whistles they blow, usually better. So hopefully it's a drama-free game as it relates to the officiating. Let's get into 11 for the last.
Sure, he's from Liverpool, so that's the only thing I got against the guy, Peter Banks.
Yeah, well, they're about to lock up the title, so he shouldn't be that pissed at United these days. This is the 11, my man, from the Wolves defeat. Obviously, healthy rotation here. Let's get Onana in net, Maz, Lindelof, Fredrickson as your back 3, Dogu at right wing back, Ugarte, Eriksson as your holders, Amas as your left wing back, Garnacho and Mainu in the 2-10 roles, and then Højlund up front. So what's your thinking ahead of this game, given the huge game next Thursday in Bilbao?
So we're gonna think about this backwards, right? So who needs a blow, right? Bruno should not play in this game. Um, I don't think Garnacho should play in this game. I don't think Dogu should play in this game. Um, and then you could go like Mazraoui feels like he might need it. He's kind of been out of form as of late, maybe the last 3 games. So I'm fine with the back 3 as is. I think you got to drop Dogu. The question there is you're probably playing like maybe an Amos Shaw, have Shaw play left wing back, maybe put Amos on the right. And then Ugarte's got to rest too. So maybe an Eriksson Coyer midfield with Mainu Mount and Højlund with like Mount and Mainu coming off. I really feel like you got to rotate big league. You're going away to Spain. The team needs a rest. These big dogs, from my perspective, like Dogu, we've been running nonstop. Ugarte's been playing a lot post injury. Garnacho needs a blow as well. I think that will go a long way.
Yeah, I like a lot of that. I think that's the smart move. I think the only subs you might see, like you said, Ugarte for Coyer, just save him, even though I think he might play both again, like he did against Lyon, Ugarte and Casemiro, and then holding two. We're getting ahead of ourselves. But let's say Ugarte is in for Coyer, and then, like you said, Garnacho gets hooked for Mount. I think he might keep playing Dogu because he's so young that the more experience, the better. But you do risk the right of injury. Let's get into the book.
Not going to rotate enough. Like my gut tells me Amram's not going to rotate enough. Like I feel like it's all in that game.
It is.
Because you can't make the same mistake we did against Lyon, which is that we had like, giving up that last goal. The two goals we gave up were absolutely shit. We like going in the first fixture against Bilbao, it has to be a win. We have to like play very well. Like we have to set ourselves up for the second fixture. We can't be doing what we did because the whole Lyon game was a result of us bottling the first game. Like if we even came away with a one goal lead, would have prevented the extra time, right? So I feel like the fact we're leaking goals doesn't give me confidence we're going to make it to the final, but I got that hopium, sir.
You and me both. We're not a very good team, so the fact that we're here in the first place is probably a testament to the competition as well as a bit of fortune favors the brave. But I agree with you. It's hard to see us making it, but let's focus on Bournemouth, the odds makers. So the odds makers don't see us winning the South Coast. This is crazy. Minus 145 for the Cherries, plus 300 for the draw, plus 370.
Well, we're going to rotate, right?
That's
I mean,
why.
anticipation, we're going to rotate. So like we're a bad team as is, and then we're going to rotate. So I don't necessarily disagree, but those are offensive numbers.
Those are offensive for a team that's
Like plus 300 all day.
plus 280 maybe. Okay, getting people updated with the prediction game. It's tight. It's a 9-point race at this point. I'm at 86. John's 95. Very good. Almost near a century.
You're first here.
I am first up. I think it's going to be a cagey 1-0 United victory. And we get a nice little bump in advance of the big match next week. Sir, what is your score prediction?
Cherries beat us 2-0. We rotate heavy, we lose, but don't get embarrassed. That's kind of my gut here.
There you go.
Going with the odds maker, sir. Got to go with the odds maker.
I was thinking.
I want to, for the record, in the score prediction game, I could pretty much run it down just predicting the same result as you. So I note for the record,
you actually can't because we have to alternate. And
no, but it reduces.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to explain probabilities and mathematics to you live on the podcast, but yeah, there's not that many games left.
Okay, very good.
Like I have like a 4 or 5 game lead, and there's X many games, and if I'd pretty much like lock it up if I just predicted the same result.
Why don't you just do that? If you're so confident, math.
I'm not doing that. So I just want to
brag.
For the record,
that's like a classic, John. Like I could just like run this out, but I'm like taking the high road by telling everybody that I'm not gonna like fuck off, bro. Like,
it is a nice stake.
You want to do it? I'm going for the because I know you're gonna pick the Bournemouth win. I need to do a cheeky I need to go against the odds. So there you go. 3-1, 4-1. We got the 4-1. This guy, I could run it out. Like, fuck off. That's the funniest thing. Tell everybody. That's the funniest thing you've ever said in this pod, by the way.
The smartest thing to do, and like, like a very competitive environment, we would just run it down. I'd run it down, but we got a podcast. We're entertainment. I'll give it to you, sir.
Yeah, there's the thing called karma. Sir, big game on Sunday. It's early one. It should be
need a win. We need a win. Like regardless, even for the youngsters, like we just need some more good vibes in this locker room. It's just been so all over the place and inconsistent. I predicted the loss, but we need a win.
We need a win. I would agree. I think the bookmakers are seeing a loss. I think United fans feel like we're going to get a loss, but I just think you're right. It's like it's been feast or famine in the fucking league, and it's been feast or famine for this season. It's what, you don't think beating Lyon with 3 goals in 10 minutes is feasting?
You said in the league. You said feast or famine in the league.
And then I corrected myself and said this season. So
yeah. So
yes, this season it's been feast or famine. Like we've had highs
in Europa League. Feast in Europa League.
Well, we've also had lows, right? Oh, Nana had 2 old goals basically. So it's been like a fucking
undefeated in Europe.
Undefeated in Europe. There you go. They'll never sing that. Let's get into the top downloads, sir. How we doing? Let's do it. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. We couldn't do it without you. It's been tough times, tough season. But you know what? Tough times don't last. Only tough clubs do. This is as tough of a club as they come. Let's get in the top 10 cities last 7 days. Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Los Angeles, California, Chicago, Illinois, Dublin, Ireland, Melbourne, Australia, New York, New York, Houston, Texas, San Diego, California, Brooklyn, New York, Manchester, England, and Oslo, Norway. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without you. Big game on Sunday. Can't wait. And then we'll be with you for the preview against Athletic Bilbao next week. It's going to be a big, big match. We cannot wait. We're going to be up for it, hoping it takes us to another game in Bilbao a couple weeks after that, sir. We'll see you on the other side. Appreciate all the American Devils. Don't forget to like, subscribe at our YouTube, Patreon, our website. Buy some merch. It goes a long way. For now, take me home, country road. We'll see you all next time.